Bengals defense shows promising signs in training camp. 4 key takeaways. Is the Bengals defense finally turning a corner? Could this be the year they rise to the occasion? After week 2 of training camp, there are some fascinating developments worth diving into. The energy surrounding the team feels electric, but here's where it gets interesting. Not everyone agrees on whether this surge in defensive performance is sustainable or just a flash in the pan. Let's break down 4 key takeaways from the past week and explore what they could mean for Cincinnati moving forward. The defense is stepping up, big time. And no, we're not just talking about routine plays. We're talking about moments that make you sit up and pay attention. Take, for example, Jordan Battle's standout play during Saturday night's practice at Paycor Stadium, when he intercepted a pass intended for Ja'Marr Chase, one of the league's most dangerous receivers. Battle didn't hold back. He celebrated with gusto, shouting "catch the ball" repeatedly as Chase jogged back to the line of scrimmage. This isn't your typical NFL practice banter. It's a bold statement of confidence. Battle explained his mindset afterward, saying, "That's just me. Confidence always. That should get everybody fired up." And fired up they were. The defense dominated several red zone drills against Joe Burrow and the star-studded first-team offense. Whether it was Josh Newton snagging an interception, rookie Demetrius Knight Jr. tipping a pass that led to another pick, or DJ Turner breaking up multiple passes, the energy was palpable. Players sprinted down the sidelines to celebrate every big play, creating an atmosphere of fierce competition. Head coach Zach Taylor weighed in on the trash-talking dynamic between the offense and defense, noting how rare it is to see anyone challenge Chase like this. "Ja'Marr's a hard guy to make plays on," Taylor said, "and so any way, shape, or form you're involved in any sort of play that maybe falls incomplete, guys may never get that opportunity again to say something. Sometimes they gotta take advantage of it." This level of competitiveness has sparked momentum for the defense, which desperately needed a boost after last season's struggles. Young players are bringing infectious enthusiasm to practices, meetings, and even the locker room. Joe Burrow acknowledged the improvements, stating, "The young DBs are really stepping up and making things tough. Both sides are going to make plays, but the energy, physicality, and knowledge of coverages has been top level. While it's still early days, the optimism is undeniable. But, and here's the controversial part, not everyone believes the Bengals defense can sustain this level of dominance once the regular season begins. For one thing, their success hinges heavily on consistent pressure from the pass rush, which remains a question mark. Additionally, while the defense looks sharp now, much of their growth will depend on how well they adapt to real game scenarios. Is this truly a sign of things to come or merely preseason hype? That debate alone makes this storyline worth watching closely. On the flip side, concerns linger about the offensive line's depth. During recent padded practices, Cody Ford filled in at right guard, while Devin Cochran stepped in for starting right tackle Amarius Mims, who was resting a minor hand issue. These substitutions raised eyebrows because, frankly, neither player inspires overwhelming confidence. Rookie Jalen Rivers and others have rotated through positions, but none have locked down a starting role yet. With Mims sidelined, it's unclear who would step up if the Bengals faced Cleveland this Sunday. The lack of experience behind the starters is alarming, especially given how critical the offensive line is to protecting Burrow and opening holes for the run game. New offensive line coach Scott Peters emphasized the importance of developing Mims' mental toughness, urging him to embrace his potential fully. "We need you with us every game," Peters told Mims. "Your capacity is bigger than you think." But until Mims proves durable and reliable, the Bengals' offensive line remains a glaring weakness. Meanwhile, Shemar Stewart, a defensive lineman whose arrival generated buzz despite missing the offseason program, is already making waves. In just his second practice, Stewart recorded multiple pass breakups and demonstrated explosive speed off the edge. His raw athleticism is undeniable, though defensive line coach Jerry Montgomery noted there's plenty of refinement needed. There's just so much he's oblivious to because he's learning, Montgomery said. Still, flashes of brilliance suggest Stewart could contribute sooner rather than later. Finally, let's talk about Noah Fant, the newest addition to the Bengals tight end core. Fant signed a one-year deal, hoping to follow in the footsteps of previous Bengals tight ends who posted career-best numbers under Burrow before cashing in elsewhere. From C.J. Uzomah to Hayden Hurst, the trend is clear. Playing with Burrow often leads to personal accolades and lucrative contracts. Fant, eager to revitalize his career, expressed excitement about joining such a prolific offense. "It's the perfect spot," he said. Fant's skill set complements the Bengals' needs perfectly. Though blocking isn't his forte, his Bengals training camp scuffle, a sign of urgency? Intensity is running high at the Cincinnati Bengals training camp, and it's impossible to ignore. After a disappointing end to last season and a wave of criticism for missing the playoffs, the Bengals have entered this year's camp with a noticeably different energy. The arrival of new defensive coordinator Al Golden has only fueled the sense of urgency, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Here's where things get interesting. That urgency boiled over into a brief on-field altercation during Sunday's practice. Star receiver Ja'Marr Chase and defensive lineman Joseph Ossai exchanged words and a quick scuffle, as caught on video by Yanni Tregellis from Local 12. While the incident didn't escalate into anything major, it perfectly captured the competitive fire that's been burning within the Bengals defense even before the team started practicing in full pads. And this is the part most people miss. These kinds of heated moments aren't just about tempers flaring. They can actually be a sign of a team that's hungry to prove itself, especially after a tough season. The defense in particular seems determined to set the tone and show that last year's shortcomings are a thing of the past. Of course, not everyone sees these training camp dust-ups as a positive. Some argue that they're a distraction or a sign of deeper issues within the locker room. But could it be that this passion is exactly what the Bengals need to get back on track? Or do you think it's a red flag for the season ahead? Let's open it up. Do you believe these fiery moments are a good sign for the Bengals, or do they worry you about team chemistry? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is one debate that's sure to spark some strong opinions.